Hello FlossTube, my name's Sadie. I'm from Bangor, Maine, or currently live there. Originally from Florida, so really far. And this is my first FlossTube video. I've seen a lot of videos in the past year and a half. I first got started actually from a lady named Shelly. She owns her own cross-stitch shop out in Cleveland called Just Stitching Inc. And she said that she had a floss tube, so I started watching hers. And then I started watching a lot of other people's floss tube. And then it just made me feel like wanting to show some of my projects on a platform where there are many other creatives and people interested in seeing different types of stitchy work. So forgive me if this seems a little choppy. My setup is a little basic and we're doing this from the phone, but just gonna be here to have fun. I tried to organize as much as I can. Today may be a little bit more of a WIP parade and just me introducing myself to the FlossTube community. Like I said, originally from Florida. I originally started cross-stitching when I was 12. I got introduced to it by a couple of cousins. We're from Costa Rica, and so those cousins were Costa Rican and they were already cross-stitching. So I learned through their patterns. I didn't know it was a hobby that was done in America. I assumed, but didn't really get into it. And then when I was 15, I found out about Nora Corbett and Mirabilia. Absolutely loved her designs, all the fantasy stuff. Granted, I was 15, didn't have the money then to be able to afford her patterns. And then school just really kept me busy through undergrad and stuff. So it wasn't until the pandemic era that I started getting that nostalgia kick and realizing I was able to afford those projects now. So I started with a Mirabilia that I finished. I'll probably show that in another video. And then it started getting that passion to come back, and then I started to work on more projects. And just in the past year, I've branched out to other designers, trying different fabrics, and it's been exciting. So this is now the new step in my journey of entering the FlossTube community. So yeah, so kind of like I mentioned, today will be more of a WIP parade. I generally felt like I was a monogamous stitcher, but I've been branching out. Granted, I don't know what my max number will be. I know that if I have too many, I probably will get anxious about it and I'll have to start completing some. Thankfully, I've been working on a few that are smaller projects, not big ones like Mirabilia. So that makes it feel very gratifying when you finish them up. So yeah, so we'll get started. I do like a lot of crafty stuff. Currently, we are in my craft room. Thankfully, this doesn't look super messy, but it really is a mess right now. So this will probably get me to try to clean it up at some point throughout the year as well. So I also sew. I like to try to sew clothes when I can. I've been sewing project bags, just started sewing project portfolios. It's been really fun. Very educational process. And so I'll probably show a couple of those as well and probably show you new ones as I make them. So yeah, we'll get started. So I don't really have an order. I just have them all around me. We'll just kind of do what I grab and we will go from there. So one of the ones that I have here that's a little bit at my disposal is actually a lawn dog sampler. I started this one I think around the springtime. I'll probably have better numbers for you next time. It is You Belong to Me, essentially the Egyptian one. I have a picture of the cover here. So let's see. This is my first type of monochromatic sampler. And I'm actually doing it as a gift for my future mother-in-law. She loves Egypt. She's a history teacher and especially loves Egyptian history. And so, crossing fingers, you're going to see the progress of getting it done by Christmas. I have a feeling that may not happen, but miracles work. So yeah, I'll show you my progress. So, let's see if we can get it. So this is what I've got. trying to see. Yep, I can get a little closer. So I'm really just working on the top row. The fabric is beautiful. I like fell in love with it. I wanted something that was like a gradient that can be more of a sunset type of picture. This one I got from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It's called Fall in Love. And then I'm using a mildly variegated thread. I believe it's a Color Dye Works, and it's coal. So it's really just some dark grays and light grays. And I thought that it was going to be boring because it's just one color the whole time. But I've actually liked it with the different motifs, like the different designs in each one. That actually keeps me engaged. So I've been enjoying it. My goal for this month is to finish out the top row. And I just laugh at myself because I got the 2020 blank. Just in case. I didn't want to put the 4 and then have to potentially change it to like a 5 or something. And then other things that I've done, because I found out about needle minders and I thought they were awesome. So I saw a lot of people, like, I felt like I can do them from pins. So I've been buying pins and just putting a magnet on it. And then it turns into a needle minder. So this pin, I really loved. It's from a Zodiac series. This, let me see. This is Taurus. And this is from Mammalbot. He has a ton of pins and they're super detailed and super cute. I got the series, so I'm just working slowly through them and making them as needle minders. So this is You Belong to Me. Like I said, it's gonna take some time to get through that. But I saw how other people did those and I really liked it. Yeah. So next one is one of the patterns from Autumn Lane Stitchery. One of the Dark Queens. So I'm working on Dark Queen of the Earth. I'm following along as if I was doing the Sal, but I like that I have all the patterns. So I can technically, if I need to, just go different, but I've been sticking with it as if they were coming out one by one. And I think she's turning out beautifully. I'm so close to finishing it. This is another one that I'm hoping I'll get done definitely before October. I was lucky enough and grateful enough that I was able to actually get into the Queen City Stitch Retreat for this October. And they're the guest designers. I wanted to get at least one of their designs done. I have another one I'll show. But definitely this one I wanted to be able to get done so I can show it there. So here it is. So, trying to make sure that I have, there you go. Yeah, this is perfect. So this is her. I didn't decide to go crazy. I have like choices syndrome where if you give me way too many options for how to choose like her hair color or the horns or her skin color, or I was just gonna be overwhelmed, and so I just went with the called for. And she's beautiful. Like the way that her hair flows, her green skin, like I think she's gorgeous. So the only things I have to finish are her feet. That I'm gonna change and make it as if she is coming out of the earth from that tree, from the tree bark, and then finish the other flower, and then the beading. So she should be a pretty, like, definitely a good finish. If not October, I'm thinking definitely like September. But yeah, so that's her. Okay. Next one. Again, this was a stitch along. This was one of Bella Filipina's stitch along. Like I said, I enjoy fantasy. I do enjoy mermaids a lot, and that's what got my attention. I don't stitch as fast as some of those people. On the support group, they put that pattern out, and in 2 days, like the weekend, it was done. I don't know how they did that, but they did. I am not that fast. And so I got 2 of them done, which I was very happy for. I'm working on the 3rd one. Granted, it's been on hold for like since the spring because I've been working on some other stuff, but I will show you the 2 that I've got. So here they are. So the green one is spring and the pink one is summer. I have a bit of a start on autumn, and winter is yet to be determined at this point. With them, so I've still been learning the terms of, like, the cross-stitchy terms, and I did not understand the concept of 2/2 or 1/1. I had to learn that the hard way, and then Amy with Fibers and Floss, or Erica with Fibers and Floss finally was able to explain it in one of her videos, and I'm like, yeah, I totally fudged. But, so their skin is actually 2/1, and to stitch with 2 threads over 1, their skin is so thick, but it actually turned out okay. So this is 2-in-1 thread, 2/1 thread for their skin. Like I said, it turned out fine. It's just, I'm one where if I did it for one, I'm gonna have to do it for all, so I'm just mentally preparing myself for those other 2. But, again, beading them, like, I enjoy beading. Krynic, I'm not the biggest fan of. Once it's done, it looks gorgeous. But in the middle of it, I'm kind of hating it. Thankfully, there's not too much, but again, they're great. I would like to get this done. I would like to make it a present for my mom, for her to hang up somewhere, like on a frame. And the words I haven't done yet, because I'm thinking of doing them in Spanish, putting the seasons in Spanish. So once I get them all done, then I can reword them and try to make them fit in the similar font that they're done in English. So that's my goal. Put that there. So next one is another Autumn Lane Stitchery. This was actually the first one, and then I was doing Dark Queen of the Earth. But this one, I have the picture here. It's Beauty and the Beast. So goodness, I love Belle and the concept of Beauty and the Beast. I know that these are mermaids, and these definitely don't look anything like it, but I was very attracted to it, and the flow of the pattern I really loved. So I got it here. I'm doing it on, I believe this is Mystery from Oak Crown Studios. So that, and this is, I believe this is a 32 count. But, yep, that is my progress so far. And so this one, I'm actually doing the skin 1/1. Like, I understand the skin's white. It's not a regular skin color, but I wanted to see people talk about skin looking finer with 1/1 stitching. It looks nice. I'm not a big fan of it. And I've done skin 2/2, and I feel like it still looks good. So I think I may just continue doing 2/2. But for this one, I'll do 1/1. For my mermaids, I will do 2/1. But for the future, everything else is just going to be 2/2. So that is them. All right, we're going to go. I don't have much work on this one. This is a Mirabilia. This is one of her older patterns, but I absolutely died when I got the fabric. You're going to see the fabric. And I have it in this bag that I'll show you. It's the very first project that I ever made. I'm going to have to redo it because pieces are coming apart on it. But this is it. Let me take that off. It's Frida, like a Frida Kahlo pattern. I had it for a while, and I just told myself I had to use it. And so, yeah, was able to stitch it. Back is, I think this is like a Tula Pink type of fabric. So yeah, so I got it on there. That's where I have this one hiding. And then the needle minder that I got with it. Again, it's a series. Goodness, you give me a series, and I'm a sucker for a series. So these are pins of the Evolutions with mushrooms. Which again, you give me Evolutions and mushrooms. I don't know, the combination was fantastic. So I have all of them. So I'm aiming to make all of them into needle minders. But we've got, swear to God, if I get it wrong, I'm going to be upset. But it's Umbreon. So that is them with Inky Cat mushrooms. So I'm really excited about this one. So I got this one with this project. But this is Stone Roses by Nora, Corbett, Mirabilia, 1995. So it just is one of those that it looks classic. It is just a statue, but she's just so gorgeous there. And what really clinched it for me to do it, I got this pattern in Under the Sea Fabrics. So my sister lives in San Antonio, and I was following Under the Sea before, but when I found out that they were there, I was like, I have to go visit them. So I did, and I enjoyed it. They had so much fabric, all the patterns. It was fantastic. And so I wanted to look for a pattern. I found a couple of fabric. And I saw this fabric, and I said, yep, that's what I'm going to have to stitch this pattern on. So I still have their mark, but it is Chloris, and it is 28 count opal linen. And where are you? / where are the dimensions? Because if I hold this upside down, it obviously would look terrible. Yep, we're going this way. Alrighty. She's gonna be big, I was told. So, this is how much I got. I'm down by the feet. But I am so excited. And I start in the middle. Usually with projects, I start them in the middle. So the fact that her feet are the middle, that means all those ribbons on the bottom, it's a lot in her. I mean, her body's gonna be a lot. And I was really hooked on this because in my mind, there's that in the middle, almost a shade of darker shadows. And I felt like that lined up really well with her body was that it can make a shadow there. So I was just like a mostly white pattern with a very colorful background. I was like, yeah, that has to be stitched on that. Granted, I think I'm struggling a lot because it's just shades of white. Granted, fabric's beautiful, but shades of white is killing me. I'm just gonna have to find a way to knuckle down at some point. Again, I love it. I think the pattern will look good. It will all look great. I just have to dedicate time to it. So let me just put everything in there. I should put the threads and stuff in here too. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Again, probably in another time is when I'm going to give you dates of when I've done all this stuff. So, we got another one. This is a Sal. This one, the Sal's by Noctiflora. And I just liked all her spooky stuff. Like, her spooky stuff is so great. Again, I'm just excited to show you guys the needle minders too, if I've created them from pins. And also my bag, so I'll try to see this. So I have it in this project bag, which is very appropriate. I had this project from an apron that I made of all these little pin-up spooky girls. And then just some purple roses, so very appropriate for this pattern. I don't have the picture of the Sal. If I am tech savvy at all, I will try to put a image right here, and that way you can see it. The needle minders that are associated with this project is going to be Sailor Saturn, and she is on her own. She's on her own planet. Trying to figure. There we go. I'm still learning how to do this. Sailor Saturn. She's not my favorite. My favorite is Sailor Mercury. That one's always been. And then this one was by Maid Fetish, where she had her, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but she has her tattoo terrors. And I thought they were gorgeous, and I want to make them into needle minders, so I got a few. This is the one that I got. So essentially it's a lady spider, and she looks absolutely great. I've got like a humongous magnet on this one. So it definitely holds plenty of needles. So I've got those two, and I'll just show you the project right now. The fabric is actually a printed fabric. So first time I'm working on a printed fabric. And I wanted it because of the design, because it had that old gothic looking pattern on it where it's like the curves, like almost fleur-de-lis kind of look. And I wanted that for this because I would love to find a gothic frame for it. But this is the Vampirum Sal. If it looks backwards, I apologize. But yeah, I finished part 2. I'm on part 3. I think she's already have part 4 out or is about to have part 4 out. For me, like, I fell in love with the writing of Vampirum. And I'm getting used to all the bats. I definitely got her freebies. And I love the eyeballs and flowers stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I enjoy vampires too. So I am trying my best to see if I can keep up with this one. I consider it my work stitch because it's such a small project bag. And I take it with me to work. People see me stitch it at work. I definitely do it at lunchtime. Or wherever there's a time that I can stitch on it. So people know that I do this. Alrighty. I'm trying to think. I'll leave the 2 new starts for last. Oh, these are like sad starts that I did. I tried doing WIP Go this year, and I got really overwhelmed with the way that I picked my like bingo card. I mixed it with starts and whips, and like I said, I got so much anxiety with having a bunch of new starts that I just had to focus on just doing whips. So these 2 are from Mirabilia, and they were starts in that whole situation, and I haven't gotten back to them. So I think I need to just be able to get a couple of finishes in before I can really dedicate my time on these. But this first one is Gypsy Queen. So this is her. This is I think this is my only queen that I own, and I'm okay with that. I love her mermaids, and oof, I mean, one day I'll show you all my other Mirabilia patterns. I've got a lot, but she's my only queen, and I want to complete her at some point. So let's see what my sad said. No, it's not actually terrible. I got some work on her. I'm surprised. I did it on the called for fabric, which is, can't see here, but it's one of the dark brown ones. So let me make sure. So this is it. So I'm working on the bodice, and I mean my favorite color is purple. So I love all the magentas and the dark browns. They just pop so nicely. And again, kind of starting in the middle, so I got a lot of work to do there. But I actually got a decent amount of work on her for the short amount of time. This I started, I know, back in April of this year. So again, this one is going to be on pause for a bit. That is her. And this one's an even, this one I have all the stuff. I have the called for fabric, and it's kitted up, and I started it, but I think I only got a couple lines on this. So these are the Mermaids of the Deep Blue, which, again, I love the flow of the mermaids and their tails, the fact that there are 2. Like, I think it's going to turn out great. And so I have it here. I think I still got it on a hoop. May leave the hoop there for now. Oh, and you're gonna see another one of the evolutions. So this one's Glaceon, and you're gonna see my work. Oh my god, I'm like right at the skin, but you get to see Glaceon as well. That is really all I got done. All I got started on this one. But yeah, I mean, something's better than nothing. And I'm hoping. My goal mainly is that with each WIP that I have a custom project bag for it. I've seen on FlossTube all the project bags. They look gorgeous. I've kind of had that mentality probably since Dad's a handyman. So very creative guy, and for the longest he's just like, I can do that, I can make that. So I have that too in my brain where I'm like, I can make that. And I did. I made a couple. So in my mind, I was like, I can make my project bags. I have lots of fabric, so I can definitely do that. So goal is to have a custom project bag for each of my WIPs, and then as I complete them, I will still have the bag to use for other cross-stitching projects. Okay, this project, I am in love with it. And I want it to be done. And it's going to be a multi-year project. I did it to myself. It will happen. It's just going to take some time, and I feel like I have to somehow make a goal to just chip in and put things on it. But it is a pattern, and I'll show it, of that Make It Pink did in collaboration with Hannah Alexander. So Hannah Alexander is an artist, and she does a lot of original art and fan art, especially with fashion concepts for her characters. So you can go check her out on Instagram. It is beautiful, the stuff that she has. So you probably can already see, but like one of the series, or one of the characters, universes I love is Sailor Moon. And so Hannah Alexander made all the Sailor Moon scouts with like formal dresses. They look great. So then Make It Pink, I believe her name's May, she made her designs into cross-stitch patterns. And being the series person that I am, like the moment there's a collection, I have to have it. I got all 10 of them. And I said, I want to have all 10 on one cross-stitch bag, or one cross-stitch fabric, and make it like a big tapestry or huge frame. It's just going to be something big. And I will try to put here a picture of what my mind was thinking when I wanted to see them all together. Granted, I have them all in a rectangle, you're going to see, because I got Mercury done. But the originals, the ones that May did, it is the full design. It is head to toe, the dresses. You got to see them. You have to see what they look like finished. Like the beading, the back stitching. That is the most back stitching I have ever done. And her beads are no joke. But it's fantastic. So I want to get this done. I just know it's going to take time. And it's in the back of my mind all the time. But I absolutely love it. And I want to show you guys what it is. I'm just taking it out of the hoop right now. If the hoop wants to come off. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. I will show you the whole piece by piece. But here are the ladies. So, I'll pull it back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go. This is the goal. The goal. Will it work? Who knows? Am I insane? Likely. But I've never been one to just be like, oh, I just learned a craft and I'm gonna take it slow. No, this one is my ultimate goal. I mean, we talk about like long dogs and modern folk embroideries. Oh no, this is my modern folk embroidery. This is my pandemic, is how we're gonna say. So I got Mercury done. I'll try to get a close up. I mean, I absolutely enjoyed it. She actually took probably like four months. I didn't think I thought it was easier than I thought. Lots of quarter stitches, half stitches, all that back stitching. But she did great. So now I'm working on Mars. And I'm kind of like 40% down. So I need to finish her up. But the goal is to have them all done this way, in these squares. And then I'm just getting the sewing and the back stitching done. And then at the end, I can do all the beading. Because if I put the beads in now and I use the hoops, and even if I use the Q-snap, like I'm probably going to break a bead. And I do not want that to happen. So it is going to be a beading marathon by the time that I get all the stitching done. So I hope that over the time that I'm doing Flosstube, I can show you good progress on this. Because again, this is my ultimate. This is probably the ultimate long-term project that I know I'm going to have and I want to get done. I'm gonna enjoy every bit of it. I'm probably going to need to find some Sailor Moon fabric. I don't know, do something crazy. I saw, Maggie, aka Kitschywips. She made a project bag from Gem and the Hologram fabric. I wanted it. I'm like, this is so cute. I don't even know where she got that fabric. So I'm gonna have to go find some custom Sailor Moon fabric, or just like abstractly just use fabric from Joann's, or we have a local shop here called Martin's, which is like a salvage surplus store. And I mean, they've got great fabric. Like they have Tula Pink fabric that's like $7 per yard. Like crazy. And so I shop there a lot. But yes, that is my ultimate, like, that's my beaut. I will be working on that for a bit. So those are my WIPs. And I've got my 2 new starts. I'll show those. But in between them, I'll show you a couple of portfolios that I made. I made them using Elizabethanncanstitch's tutorial of project portfolios. And ultimately I did it because one of the artists that I enjoyed seeing is Josephine Walls. Like her ladies, if you draw a lady, like I love it. And her designs, beautiful. So when I saw a panel in Martin's of these 4 women, I was like, well, I have to make something with it. And when I saw her tutorial of a project portfolio, I said, yep, done. Doing it. So, get ready. I'm just so excited. Alrighty. So we got the first one. I think of it as autumn. I had to do it because I want to bring it to the Queen City Stitch Retreat. And I'm thinking of it as my portfolio where I'm going to keep Dark Queen of the Earth. So, here she is. I'm like so happy with her. So I'll show you because I've had the cut panels of the other 2. I've made 2 of these. So they are stuck by magnets. I like them. I know people have done snaps, but I wanted to try the magnet. The back is fabric that goes with the season. So those are the faces of all of the ladies. So I got those. And then I kind of wanted things, like I like flowers, I like colors, so in the inside, I used a Tula Pink fabric and then a floral fabric. So we got those. Got this one and then that one. And then this is a pocket. Don't mind me, I did not put the other fabric there. That's a pocket. And then this is a zipper. And it opens up and you can put things in it. So I was super excited. Oh my god, with this project and vinyl is not liking me right now. But I still work with it and I fight with it and somehow it successfully happened. Oh, and then I got so excited with it that I came up with little labels for my little products. So this is my little label. It says Sarita. Kind of just compounding my name like Sadie Garita. So it's Sarita. And then that's also the nickname for my mom, which I thought worked out well. So that's autumn. So with that, I'm like, well, if I'm going to a retreat, and I was hearing people talk about retreats and how they have like a mat sometimes where they kind of mark their area in the table. I was like, well, I can try and do that. So I made one. Kind of coinciding with the autumn one. So here they are. Baha. I know they're super cute. They got pockets. Pockets there. And then the back is with the coincide, and then you got some leaves. Again, I was super happy with it. So that's gonna be my retreat portfolio and mat. So if you see it there, you can come say hi. So then I got that, and then I really wanted to make another one. Let me see, I think back here. I'm probably going to break my back doing this. Aha, found them. So the panels came in 4. So these are the other 2. So, yeah. I like this one. She is a thunderstorm. Like, she is a season, a force to be dealt with. That's her. And then this other one's like springtime. So, I want to make these so they're going to be portfolios one day. I'm hoping soon. And then the other one is the winter one. So this is my other one. So similar back with the faces of the ladies. And I think I'm going to use the same yellow trim for all of them. Like the yellow actually goes well with the colors. And so I said, why not? And similar thing. I got floral and Tula Pink going. So I got her Alice in Wonderland, like bunnies and hat, as the folder side. And then the vinyl pocket side is these chrysanthemums. Jeez, and that vinyl was giving me a run for my money. I was like, yeah, it was hard. But yep, so those are my portfolios. I plan to make more, and I want to make more project bags. That was the beginning, and I got really hooked on it. So I have to thank Elizabethanncanstitch, because her tutorials were great for the portfolio. Like, I was able to follow it. She did great with the instructions. And so I will plan to continue using it. All right, let me show you the 2 new starts, and then I don't know if I may talk about like future plans, but I'll end it at that point. So this one, I have it in a project bag that I made. It is a idea that I got from Amy in Thread Gremlins. She is stitching a pattern called Oliver, but she's doing thread conversions, and on the flower she used one of Pirate Robin's threads. She used Black Rose, and I loved the variegation that it put on that flower, and I said, I want to do that. I want to use a similar color, similar style on a flower. So I found, again, I'll probably put a picture here, a design by Need-A-Lot Designs called Pretty Python. Like, beautiful python with flowers. And I said, that's great. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to change up the color conversion. I ordered some threads. So the one that I'm using is a black dahlia. And I'll have to show you the fabric, like the threads later. But this is the start that I have on it. And so, all that black burgundy, that's all one thread. That is the variegated thread. And like the way that this is the edge of the python, so the belly's kind of in there. Another flower. I'm excited for how this snake is going to turn out. And then I have it in this bag. Again, this one I just made recently because spooky season is about to come. So I got this one. And that holographic picture. Got a little bit of fancy stuff up here with the zipper. And then a very vintage, like a vintage looking fabric from Joann's. Super cute. So that's where I have Pretty Python. Though I'm calling her Dahlia Python. And then last but not least, I just started this one 2 days ago. Because again, I feel really gratified with finishing small stitches. And I mean, one day I'll probably do a finish parade where I can show you some finishes that I've done. This one was just for the WIPs. I have some close employee friends, and we all like spooky stuff. We all like handmade things. Like one of them, she loves to make homemade journals and gift them to us. So I wanted to make a gift for them for Christmas. So I want to make like a cross-stitch tea towel. So just a tea towel, and then at the bottom you have that band where usually there's a cute design, but I wanted to do a cross-stitch of it. So again, I'll put a picture of this one, and this is also Need-A-Lot Designs, and it's Let's Get Trashed. It is because one of my colleagues, like her current mascot spirit animal is the trash panda, or a raccoon. And I saw this, that it was a raccoon and a possum, and I'm like, yep, that's for her. So I am so happy that I discovered we have a local LNS here, the Crafty Grimalkin, and I've been to her store like 4 times now. And so I went there to get fabric for this, and it is my first time ever working. I got the little tag here. This is pewter from Zweigart, and it is 25 count. I have never done a 25 count. And Reese there, she was really good at helping me out with it, because I was like, how similar are they to the other ones? Like if I did 1/1 over 2/2, and she was like, well, a 2/2 is a little bigger than a 14 count, which I'm like, that's kind of big. But then if I did 1/1, it would be a 50 count, and that's tiny. So I'm going with 2/2. And I measured it out because each of the 3 employees are gonna get their own cross-stitch pattern, and they should all fit on this fabric. So I'll show you how much of this fabric it is. But here is my progress so far. I'm almost at 20%, and I started yesterday. So what you're seeing is the trash can lid, and then the lines down there go with the trash can, and up top is the beginning of the tail going into the raccoon's back. But yeah, I felt like it was a great size so that I can buy some tea towels and then just sew it on there. Probably put a couple of colors I'll show you here. I found these in Michael's. They just have bundles of these, and they were so cute. So I guess it's trim. Here they call it trim bundles. And it's just like this. Like all these super cute colors that I can put on the edge of the tea towel. So I'll put that all together. So I'm hoping, granted, right, Christmas with 3 little ones, that just means a lot of work. And I get kind of overwhelmed. I mean, everyone talks about it, but I have all these projects that I want to get done. But then, like, there's that human connection, like being with people, being with family. And it's so hard for me because I am an introvert. And I do like hanging out with people, but it is just emotionally exhausting sometimes. So like one of the things that I've done is we have conferences, and when I'm at my conference, I was like, I am going to bring 2 projects and I get to spend so much time cross-stitching on them. But then when I'm at the conference, like I see people from school and I see people from previous jobs, areas, and they want to get lunch and they want to grab a coffee and they want to grab dinner and they just want to chat. And I was like, I don't want to chat. I just want to cross-stitch. It is a terrible dilemma because I shouldn't complain. In my mind, I shouldn't complain that there are humans. There are people out there that want to get together, that want to continue fostering a friendship and a relationship. And that's what matters, right? Like, it's that whole thing. When we pass away, what do we bring with us? Material-wise, no, but we're going to have those experiences. I know, I got very deep there, but it's just hard. Like, I want to get all this stuff done. So I have all those goals, right? I think the main things for me is what can I get done by Christmas? So for me, those tea towels. The tea towels for sure. That's probably something you're going to see a lot of progress on because I'm going to work a lot on that. And then something will come and go, so you'll probably see a few starts there. I'll probably show you a lot of other needle minders that I made and project bags, but the tea towels is probably what you're going to see. So yeah, I think I didn't realize I'm at like 42 minutes right now. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me and seeing my projects. I'm going to see how far this goes. I'm really bad with commitments and saying that I'm going to do a video like every 2 weeks type of thing. It'd be a miracle if it was every 2 weeks. Once a month sounds good too. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're enjoying the summer. I know it's crazy. We're already in the middle of August. September is about to come soon. So enjoy the rest of it. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.